Did you think last year, though, when Liverpool won the Premier League, Champions League, that whole space of time, did you think of Klopp as better than Guardiola?
Yes. If Frank Lampard was still at Chelsea and Roman Abramovich spent $1 billion on like Man City have, I don't think they wouldn't do as well.
In his 14 years or so managing clubs, he's won 9 titles, 9 league titles. That is insane.
I like being realistic. I'm not going to lie. I think Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world.
I think Pep Guardiola will surpass Ferguson, to be honest. Hey everyone, it is Finn here, and today we're going to be talking about Manchester City, and more specifically, Pep Guardiola. So, Jersey boy, what do you think about Manchester City so far this season? And they're, once again, another trophy. Do you think Pep Guardiola's got it down on lock?
Very strange this season, because Manchester City were at one point near the relegation zone this season. They were really, really bad. They couldn't score. They kept drawing. They kept losing. They were really, really bad. But, as all good managers do, once they find a problem with the team, they fix it. And Pep, I don't know what he did, but he did something. And I think the issue was none of the strikers for Man City were doing anything. Jesus and Aguero this season have been crap. So I'm going to change it. So I'm going to experiment with false fun, and it's worked.
You have to admit, it's very impressive, because I think I saw statistically that Pep Guardiola has won or at least played 26 of his games in all competitions without a striker. And to be able to, let's be honest, dominate the Premier League, I would use the word dominate, to win the Carabao Cup, to get into the Champions League final without a striker, I mean, I think that's pretty impressive. You have to put that down to the manager. I have to say I've been very, very impressed. But obviously, guys, I am a Manchester United fan. Jersey is a Liverpool fan. So both rivals of Manchester City. But Jersey boy, what do you think about? Obviously, there's always talks about Manchester City and the fact that they are where they are because of money. But to an extent, has that not become a part of modern day football? Do you think that Manchester City should get a bit of crap because of it?
I've talked to a good friend of mine, Conroy. He's obviously a Liverpool fan as well, from Scotland, and we were talking about this. And in my opinion, obviously, I think Chelsea, Man City, and PSG are probably the 3 richest clubs in world football. And to be honest, I don't see it as a bad. And the reason I don't see it as a bad thing is because there is rich people all over the world. I probably guarantee you there's probably billionaires exactly like the people who own Manchester City who would want to buy Man United. But the only reason you haven't got those is because the Glazers won't piss off. So and same with Liverpool. So there are a lot of billionaires who would want to buy football clubs because they see it as a thing. And for me, it's the thing for me is I think Man City's owners are really good, just not because they pump money into the club, but they've actually pumped money into Manchester. They actually they don't. They're not. It's not about we want to just put billions into the club wins everything. They want to make the club successful. They want to make the play successful, and they want to help a lot of people. And in my opinion, when I go around saying all FC, it's what we call banter. People don't understand banter. To me, we understand banter, but literally, I think Manchester City have done it. There's been some controversial things they might have done, which I don't agree with, but in my opinion, it is the modern way of football. You can't buy players without money, so if you have the money, why not? As long as you're not breaking any FFP rules, which City have apparently, and I think they did years and years and years ago, but they haven't currently. I think City aren't the all-real FC or whatever. Man U, Chelsea spent 200 million last summer.
230 million.
It just shows on trash. Not just money, right? You could spend 300 million and still get relegated because you don't know how to put your players. It's Pep Guardiola.
That's a great point, because was it not 2-3 years ago when Fulham got relegated? Didn't they spend 100 million and still get relegated?
Exactly. It just shows it's not all about money. It's about man management, coaching, and also finance.
Yeah, because as we've seen, Chelsea has totally performed under Thomas Tuchel, obviously. I mean, that shows that, look, the reality of the fact is money does play a huge role in football. And I think, look, you can say what you want about Pep Guardiola, but the fact that it's working, I call that money well spent. I mean, that's what modern football is. You can't talk about, oh, yes, but you spend this much and that much on a player. Just because you're only spending 20 million doesn't make you any better. Because that's like saying people 10, 20 years ago would have criticized you for spending over a million. Football changes, values change. I think Pep Guardiola has really, I think he's been part of money well spent. And I think a lot of criticism that he has gotten is the fact that he's always really played or managed bigger clubs. Obviously, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City, already successful clubs. Obviously, he's really transformed Manchester City. But do you think him only being at top clubs hinders his chance of being considered one of the best managers of all time?
No, I honestly think it. Let's say Pep left, and let's say he goes, okay, this season I've won the treble, I've finally won the Champions League, I want to do something else. He goes, okay, I'm going to go, even though it's under contract extension, I'm just going to go. Let's say he goes to Juventus. Juventus aren't rich. They're not, they're a big club, but they're not, brilliant. I honestly think Pep Guardiola could turn them into an attacking force, because I think the manager right now, Pirlo, he has no clue what he's doing.
No.
I think, as I said, in my opinion, Pep Guardiola, the thing is, people are going to have a go at me because I'm a Liverpool fan. I've done watch-alongs on my reality channel, and because I'm being realistic, they go, stop being negative. I like being realistic. I'm not going to lie. I think Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world for this second.
Yeah, I think so. I 100% think so, because I mean, looking at him, okay, let me ask you, do you think in terms of being a successful manager or player, do you think trophies is the main thing people look at in terms of success?
Yes. In terms of success, probably yes. People don't see Tottenham as a big club because they haven't won anything in I don't know how long, but
yeah, no, years and years and years. And I mean, looking at Pep, if that's how you determine success, then Pep Guardiola has by far succeeded that. I mean, he's been a manager for, I think, like roughly 14 years or so. I think in his 4 years at Barcelona, he won 14 trophies. His 4 years at Barcelona alone, he's won as many trophies as he's now been managing. I think if it was according to trophies, I'd definitely put Pep Guardiola in the race to become one of the best managers ever, to be honest. That's genuinely my opinion.
100% agree. And this is one of the reasons why I think this Oil FC talk about them ruining the football is bullshit. Because here's one thing, right? I guarantee, in my opinion, if Frank Lampard was still at Chelsea and Roman Abramovich spent $1 billion on like Man City have, I don't think they wouldn't do as well. And the reason is because Pep Guardiola knows how to manage people. He's brought Foden to be one of the, probably, in my opinion right now, the best youngster in the world. I know Mbappe is great and stuff. Mbappe hasn't shown up in big games yet, in my opinion, except in the World Cup final. But Haaland, he's great, but he still needs time. So, obviously, I don't know what Man City are going to do this summer. Man City, in my opinion, need a striker. In my opinion, Man City are going to sign not Haaland, but Harry Kane, just because he needs to get out of Spurs. He's not going to win anything. I think he's going to go to Manchester City, and I think Chelsea will probably sign. So I honestly think next season the title race will be Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and United, depending on obviously what you guys go for the summer. But with the Glazers, I don't know what the hell you guys are going to do this summer transfers.
I have no idea about United. But I think in terms of the title race, though, I think although everyone's going to have their different opinions of who is going to be in the title race, I think some people might not think Liverpool, some people might not think United, some people might not think Chelsea, but I think in everyone's book it will be Manchester City, and I have to give a lot of credit to them because under Pep Guardiola, I think they've won 3 or 4 Premier Leagues in like his 5 years at the club, and you have to think that's actually quite remarkable because I've got like written down here in his 14 years or so managing clubs, he's won 9 titles. 9 league titles. That is insane. That is absolutely insane, actually.
It is insane, and that's why I think Pep Guardiola's great. You know, Pep Guardiola, I think, didn't he win the sextuple with Barca? 6 trophies.
I think so, or I think something along the lines of that. All I know is he won those 14 trophies in those 4 years, but I think he did do that. I genuinely think Pep Guardiola is going to be at this rate. Look, he's only 50 years old, meaning he probably has like 25 years of good management ahead of him. I think he'll pass Sir Alex Ferguson in terms of trophies, accolades, in terms of being the most successful by our definition manager. I think Pep Guardiola will surpass Ferguson, to be honest.
100%. I honestly, as I said, in my opinion, I think Pep will leave next few years, Man City, this year, whatever happens. And I can see him going to Juve.
That would be an interesting one.
Barca. The thing is, you know, Barcelona had a chance to win to go back into the title race. You have it yesterday and bottled it against Atletico. So it's, you know, as I said, I think Pep's really good. Obviously, I love Klopp. I think Klopp is one of the best managers in the world. He turned a crap Liverpool team into world beaters, won the first title in 30 years, won the 6th Champions League.
No, you have to give credit for that. And especially considering aren't literally half the Liverpool team, I mean, if you think about it, came from relegated teams. I'm just thinking about Liverpool in general. Defensively, obviously, Virgil van Dijk played for Southampton. If you look at Robertson, relegated with Hull. If you look at Wijnaldum, played for Newcastle. If you look at Shaqiri, played for Stoke. I think lots of people don't give Klopp that much credit in terms of that, and I feel like he should be. I think Klopp, definitely one of the best in the world, but I don't know. I feel like that's maybe the one missing element people will take away from Pep Guardiola is the fact that he didn't rise a club from the bottom, that he had money and had good players.
That's why I think that's what Pep's next thing will do. He will not go to a big club. He'll go like a Juve, or he might go, let's say, 3 years time. I don't know. You could go Dortmund. Roma. Well, I don't know how long Jose will let them. But I'm just saying. I think he'll go to one of the clubs that's struggling. Let's say a big club that's struggling, and
I think so. PSG or Juve. One of the ones that haven't won a Champions League. I think so. I would personally love to see him at Juve. Look, I'm putting this down on the table now. Pirlo will not be at Juventus within the next 4 months. I'm saying that.
I agree. He's going to be gone in the summer.
But yeah, no, definitely. And I think it's a tricky one in terms of who the best manager in the world is. Well, actually, no, it's not. But I think Pep Guardiola, by a long shot, is the best in the world right now. I would say the only real competitor for me, and this is a bit of a controversial one, might be Antonio Conte. I think that he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Antonio Conte is very, very, very good. And, you know, Juventus might not even get Champions League. We don't even know that yet. So
no.
It's going to be very, very, very interesting to see what happens. But as I said, you know, I banter Manchester City. I call them Oil FC. I say European crap FC just because I won the Champions League. And it's just banter. You know, people need to understand it. It's just banter. Here's the thing I don't understand sometimes about City fans is when Liverpool won the league, they go, oh, you've never done back-to-back. You only got one. They go, oh, you never won the Premier League. As soon as Liverpool won the Premier League, they go, oh, you've only got one Premier League because money's backburn, whatever. But, you know, I'm going to do the same thing as City fans. If I'm in the Champions League, I'm going to go, you've got as many as Chelsea, you've got the same as Aston Villa, you've got less than Nottingham Forest. It's just banter. But, you know, as I said, I honestly think Manchester City are the best team in Europe. I said Bayern were before they got knocked out because Bayern actually were the second team in history to do the sextuple. And I honestly think people call me stupid for including the Community Shield, but it's a trophy. I honestly think Manchester City will become the first British club in history to do the sextuple because if you think of it, Premier League, Champions League, Carabao Cup, Super Cup, Club World Cup, Community Shield, that's 6.
Yeah, that's. I think that's fair. And to think like that's without obviously, the FA Cup they're knocked out of by.
Yeah, because they got knocked out by Chelsea. But
Chelsea have
here's the
given
thing:
them a
it's
run for
still
their money.
6 trophies. And even though the Super Cup and the Club World Cup are in the same season, you've got to realise that those trophies you cannot win them unless you win the Champions League.
Yeah, no, it's and I mean Pep Guardiola has experience with that. He's won 2 Super Cups and 3 Club World Cups before, so I think it's definitely in the realms of possibility. Or is it 3 for 3? Do you have to win the Super Cup to win the Club World Cup? One of those, because he's won 3 Club World Cups, and that's impressive.
It is very impressive, and that's why I think they will do the sextuple. If they don't win the Champions League, then I'm honestly, in my opinion, if Man City do not win the Champions League this season, they're probably never going to win it for a long time. Just because you think about it, it's the easiest chance. They've got Chelsea. They're in the final for their first time. They've got a 90-game minute play to win their first Champions League. If they do not win it, when Liverpool get better, when Bayern get better, and etc., it's going to get back to worse again. So they have to win it. And if they don't win it, then I don't know what's going to happen with Man City, because it's the easiest chance ever to win the Champions League.
It is. And going into the final 4, final 8, final 16, I kept saying to myself, Chelsea are probably the weakest team left in the Champions League. So for them to get to the final, look, I have to give them credit. And obviously, look, Manchester City, as we saw versus Chelsea, this is recorded the day after the Chelsea loss, which, look, that was not a good performance. And lots of people are going to question, how could you call Pep Guardiola the best manager in the world when Man City have just lost to Chelsea? How are you going to say that they're going to win the Champions League and win other competitions that they still have to play Chelsea in? But look, Pep Guardiola, you can't blame him for Sergio Aguero wanting to do a fancy penalty kick. I don't think that was Pep Guardiola's decision.
Exactly. But here's the thing I think is a little bit wrong with Pep, and this is my opinion, and I think some people like Dominic Rich will kind of understand as well, is Manchester City or Pep, they've got so many squad players, he makes too many changes and experiments too much.
The entire back line.
According to Google, they were playing 1-1-5-3. That's very strange. No, I think it's 1-1-4-3 or something like that. And they were playing.
Oh my word! I have a bird outside my window. That is so loud. That is so loud. Wow. Really? Right now? Right now is the time you have to do this?
What kind of bird is that?
It's a honey dog. You know what? Unfortunately, I agree with you in terms of Pep Guardiola and him wanting to experiment. I think he has potential to bottle it, because it was weird looking at that Chelsea team and seeing Nathan Ake. Look, nothing against him. He was Bournemouth's best player. But if you want to win, you want to win. You want to put it all forward.
Here's the thing for me, right? They had a chance to win the Premier League at home, right? Beating Chelsea, right? He played Gabriel Jesus as a 9, Aguero as a cam behind him, then played Sterling as a left wing back, Mendy, Cancelo, and I don't know who else, and I played Laporte, Ake, and Diaz. Now, that's fine. That's fine doing that. But in my opinion, you don't need to make 9 changes. I think maximum players should make 3 to 4 changes, unless United for next week because they've got too many games. But seriously, 9 changes. There've been players who never played like that before. New formation, and also I get that Aguero apologise, but if you're about this is a penalty to win you the title at home. The penalty to win the game, and you decide to do a sloppy Panenka in the middle. Don't do a Panenka when it matters. Imagine
going to World War II. Imagine being at a World War. There's one more guy past the enemy line you have to shoot, and you try to do a 360 no scope. Imagine that.
No, it's not going to work. He's going to get shot in the head for doing that.
Dude, exactly. And I can promise you Aguero was, because that might have been one of his worst. Look, he got an assist, but I don't think he meant to give it. But that wasn't Aguero's best half for Man City, and I can say that for majority of the team, to be honest. That whole
here's
team
the thing, right? So, and it was also Aguero could have equalised someone, I can't remember who, someone's record for goals.
Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney called Manchester United, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne Rooney's goal record, and he started to do a Panenka. He'll probably come on against Newcastle and score, but come on. But at least he apologised. You could see it hurt him. But here's the thing for me: Man City, in my opinion, have no good penalty takers, and they need to get Edison to do them. But the problem with Edison is Edison somehow misses. They get the ball over the top, and there's an empty net.
No, not if you just pop Kyle Walker back there. Just pop Kyle Walker back in goal. They're fine. They're sorted.
You get Kyle Walker in goal, and you get sent off.
Yeah, but as a Liverpool fan, it annoys you a tiny bit to know that you've worked for 30 years to win the Premier League, and Pep Guardiola has spent £707 million on winning the league. Surely it upsets you a tiny bit knowing that you haven't spent that money, and it's... I don't know. I don't want to say that you guys deserved it more, but you did to an extent. You fought with what you had, and you grew the players that you had. Does it upset you a tiny bit as a Liverpool fan?
I am, and the reason I am is because, not because of the money they spend. It's because the owners don't want to spend. Like, if you've got another team spending a lot of money, you need to try and catch them up. But I'm not saying to spend £700 million, Liverpool, but don't do sell to buy. Use your own money and try and get players, because this sell to buy thing does not work, in my opinion.
No, it doesn't. No. Look, and it's a big risk. You can't. Let's be honest, there's not one player. And the problem is Liverpool have bought quite a lot of older players. I don't think there's one player in their squad currently that they've bought that they can sell for more than they bought for. I mean, maybe like a Virgil van Dijk to an extent, if they sold them to a club like Real Madrid or something bizarre like that. Maybe
I think Salah you could sell for 200 mil at least. Something like that. If you really want to.
300. Origi 300.
Origi, I don't know. The thing with Origi is that Origi's a moment's player, in my opinion. Like, you really need him to come on, he'll score, except when he's Burnley, then no. Like, I still remember that goal against Everton. It's just like, it's like you guys, beating City in the last minute with a, I don't know, let's put
McTominay shot.
Let's say Edison makes a mistake and it's McTominay with a header, like something like that, like a fringe player. It's I don't know. All I'm gonna say is I think Man City deserve it 100% this season, because look, everyone was going. My team were top of the league in December and crumbled because the team cannot finish for shit. They cannot finish for shit.
Cannot finish, cannot defend. It's all gone.
In my opinion, Man City were 13. Pep found the issue. You went, okay, the strikers are crap. I'm going to play false nine. False nine worked because no one knew who the striker was. If the experiment with Mars at false nine didn't work, there were Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne at false nine. So he's experimented. And what I'm saying is that they deserved it because I've kept the one on a really good winning streak. They didn't break the record for any winning streak, and unfortunately, it looked like they maybe were going to break the record for less goals conceded, but they didn't because they had to concede less than 15 goals, but they didn't.
Yeah, and do you think? Far-fetched question. Do you think Manchester City are going to bottle the Premier League this season? Do you think they've got it pretty much down to a T? Do you think they're going to win it?
If they borrow the Champions League, I'm going to go on Dominic Rich's stream and call them bottlers, but also I'm going to be upset with them because they let United win the Premier League. You guys win the Premier League. It will not happen. The reason the thing it will happen is because they play Newcastle next. They're going to Newcastle and Brighton, and then it will be mathematically impossible.
Yeah, and let's be honest, with United playing both Leicester City, Wolves along the way, Liverpool. Look, unless I don't know if I see us beating all three of those teams plus the other ones that we play. And as I said, I can definitely see Man City beating at least Newcastle or Brighton, and even then Everton. So I think Manchester City, I think they've got it. I would say they the best team in the world at the moment, and Pep Guardiola is easily the best manager in the world.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone actually compete with Pep, in your opinion, to actually be the best manager in the world?
At this moment,
of all time. And do you think he's on the track to be the best manager of all time? Do you think, like, in 10 years' time, he could be considered the best of all time? Or do you think it's only once he retires?
I think he's going to do, like, a couple of years in different clubs. He'll probably do something like, in my opinion, if I was Pep, I've been a Man City for so long, I'll just be like, okay, I finally won the Champions League. I've won all these trophies. I'm going to do something else. Whatever. He goes on to, like, Juventus. He goes to Juventus to a proper work-casting team, win the Champions League or whatever. And he's just going to go around so many times that he's going to eventually get so many trophies. And in my opinion, I think Pep Guardiola will be the best manager in the world for quite a long time. Unless I don't know, Klopp lets the next season they FSG back him and Liverpool go on the Premier League and Europa League or whatever Liverpool are in, because I don't know if the Champions League or whatever, because it all depends, on results. I was doing the podcast. I'm watching West Ham Everton to see what's going on. So because I need Everton to win. The only time I want Everton to win. It's I think Pep's a fantastic manager. He's a great manager. Man City are a great team, and they need to win the Champions League, in my opinion, because I don't want Chelsea to win anything. So go on, City.
No, noisy neighbours. That's what they are. But did you think last year, though, when Liverpool won the Premier League, Champions League, that whole space of time, did you think of Klopp as better than Guardiola?
Yes. Yes. But the reason I think it's different now is because Klopp this season has made mistakes.
Crumbled.
And then made a same mistake again. And the same mistake again. Same mistake again. Yeah. But Pep did a couple of weeks where it was a mistake, but then he went, okay, it's not working, I need to find a plan. Here's the plan, plan's worked. Klopp hasn't done that.
Exactly, and he's look, we've mentioned this over and over, but he spends money and he knows how to adapt. And look, not all clubs can spend this money. I'm not saying Newcastle United can have a problem with a player and then keep on buying a new player to try fix that position. I mean, they still, to an extent, play Joe Linton as if he's a footballer. I think I'd rather have more trust in him putting butter on a slice of toast for me than scoring a goal for my club. But when you get Pep Guardiola, like, he knows how to replace players. Like, think of goalkeepers. He wasn't that happy with Joe Hart, so he got in Claudio Bravo. Wasn't happy with Claudio Bravo, brought in Edison. I think yes, you need that kind of money to do what he wants to do, but to do something as bold as that, look, that's brave. You have to admit, that's brave to spend like £500 million on your defense alone. I think it's very brave to say, I bought this expensive player, but it's still not good enough and I'm willing to do more. I think that's so brave.
I think it is, but for me, in my opinion, I think they just kept experimenting to buy until it worked. So now I think they've got the centre-backs done, that's finished. Yeah. Now they need to get left-back, because their left-backs are useless.
Yeah,
Zinchenko
is more of an attacking
midfielder, and Mendy is a crap left-back. He's useless.
Yeah, if they kept Angelino from RB Leipzig, I think that could have been a really good shout if they ended up keeping him. Although very similar to Zinchenko in a way.
The reason they kept him is because Angelino is a left wing back, not a left back. So I think they need to go. Honestly, this is the kind of. I think they should go. Theo Hernandez from AC Milan, or
he's been excellent.
Or Grimaldo from Benfica.
No. That's actually a very good shot. They need someone to fit the system. They quite like their attacking fullbacks, but yet they don't actually go for the traditional fullbacks. Look, if he wasn't taken by Everton, I would think someone like Digne would be an excellent shout. But I think at the moment, I think you're spot on. I think Hernandez is the best shout from AC Milan. He probably is, I think. I don't know. I think if Pep Guardiola managed to convince AC Milan to swap him for Mendy, I think that would be a pretty good deal. But I don't know if AC Milan would fall for that.
Yeah, for me, I think, in my opinion, I think this is what I think City should do. City should sign left back, striker, possibly another backup striker. So in case, because they had a point where they had all their strikers injured. So like 2 strikers, because they can afford it. It doesn't have to be like maybe like Harry Kane and then a youngster striker that's not too expensive. That could be good.
Someone like, I've said this so many times, I personally think Andre Silva from Eintracht Frankfurt would be such a class shout because he's literally got like the same amount of goals as Haaland this season, but no one's talking about him. And I think
I want him at Liverpool. I want him to replace Firmino, but
you could probably get him for like much cheaper than Haaland. You could probably get him for literally £70 million cheaper than Haaland.
Exactly, and that's why I really want him. So, and also, I'll probably say a left winger because Sterling's been absolutely crap, and they're playing. And when Sterling doesn't play crap, they're playing people out of position. Like Foden's not a left winger; he's a cam.
They need their Sane replacement.
So they bought Torres, but Torres hasn't done great in the Premier League, and plus he's a right winger, not a left winger.
Exactly, yeah. As I said, I think they still haven't properly replaced Sane. I thought Leroy Sane was a class left wing. Unfortunately, injured for his last season, but I don't know. I miss a player like him at Manchester City. I thought he was perfect.
I don't know who they should get though. That would be good left wingers out there. That'd be good to buy.
I don't know. I feel like the best ones are already in the Prem. I mean, I can't think of anyone really who. I mean, could Dembele from Barcelona to an extent maybe play as a left wing for them, although would be expensive, would be injury prone. I don't know if there are any good options out there, but you know what? If Man City can play maybe Phil Foden to an extent in that position, then somewhat sorted. But yeah, I think in terms of positions they need to fill out, I think main priority left back, striker 100%.
Yeah, so, I think if they do that, they'll win the Premier League again. Because I think for me, on my team, it's all about rebuild. The thing is, the thing is, if you play the same front three all the damn time, they're going to eventually burn out, and they've burnt out. So, Liverpool needs proper striker, proper left winger backup, proper right winger backup, not Origi. Kind of like you guys have better depth. You guys have got better depth.
Yeah. Oh, can I tell you how happy I am that Cavani signed a new contract with Manchester United? Can I just tell you how happy that makes me on every level? I
was laughing because Mark Goldberg and all United going, we're signing Cavani, not Sancho. What are United doing? And Cavani's actually been the best number 7 you guys have had for ages.
Exactly. Like Cavani's been so good. Like I'll tell. Like, do we still have Martial? I'm pretty sure Martial's busy having like lunch with Phil Jones every day. Like genuinely, I'm so happy we don't have to play. Which can we talk about that? Talking about money in football, can we talk about how United can spend so much money on just like really rebuilding their whole squad? And for a team that's known to have the best strikers in the world for like 20, 30 years, how do you keep Martial for like 6-7 years? I don't get it.
Martial, here's what's funny. I think if I'm correct, Firmino's had a better season than Martial. I think.
I don't think it's very tough competition, to be honest with you.
They're both so bad. The thing is, Firmino's a cam. He's not even a striker. He's playing false 9. Liverpool need a proper number 9. And, we're talking about Man City here, but, as I'm saying is, I think next season City should no longer need to play false 9. And I probably, for striker, I would get Harry Kane for them. And maybe Marlon from PSV.
That's not a bad shout. I
want Liverpool to have him, but if I'm talking about if I was a City fan, I would probably want Marlon as the new striker. Because the thing is, Gabriel Jesus, when he plays for Brazil, plays on the right wing. That's Firmino to play striker. So I personally would go Marlon and Harry Kane. And just imagine next season, Harry Kane, Foden, Mahrez, Gundogan and Rodri, and then
De Bruyne.
They are winning everything.
That would be so. Like genuinely, if Man City end up like getting Harry Kane, I think they would be unstoppable. Genuinely, I could see 3 Premier League titles in a row, like non-stop. I can see that.
Same. But You never know. You could get Harry Kane. Liverpool get Harry. The thing is, no one knows. I don't think Liverpool get Harry Kane because my team's owned by cheapos. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how it goes. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I think Manchester City. So, guys, I think that is going to be pretty much it for the end of today's video, kind of podcasty kind of video. Make sure to check out Jersey Boy. I'll put his link obviously in the description down below. But let us know what you guys think about obviously Manchester City. They are set to win another Premier League. I think we've discussed that it's inevitable. In terms of a Champions League, I think we both believe that Man City will win both of those, right, Jersey?
Yeah, I think Man City will win every competition they're in.
Yeah, I think so. Because let's not forget that game versus Chelsea when Man City lost. I don't think that was a good display of Man City. That's by far their worst performance, and I can't see them doing that again. I think that wasn't a true reflection of what Man City is. And to be honest, that's one of the better Chelsea performances we've seen. So I think in terms of Manchester City looking so strong, and are we saying that Pep Guardiola could go down as the? Oh no, are we saying that Pep Guardiola will go down as the best manager of all time one day?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's confirmed, guys. Let us know in the comment section down below. Do you think that Pep Guardiola will eventually go down as one of the best or the best manager of all time? If not, tell us who. And if you guys want us to talk about more stuff like this in the future and kind of like a podcasty kind of session, then please do let us know by hitting the like button down below. Can you get us to 20 likes? But yeah, this has been fun. A little bit of a podcasty thing with me and Jersey. Hopefully do it another time, very time soon. And guys, I hope that you have enjoyed it.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, cheers guys. Have a good one. Finn, FY, double N, and Jersey. Cheers.